So, gentlemen, can you tell us how you got on board for this film and why you wanted to become involved in this film? And of course, it's a,
Sure.
And how you
Well, it started out with I've been the spouse of Adam's mother for the last 25 years, and it was her dream to make a film about his legacy and also the cautionary tale in terms of drugs, alcohol use and abuse. So hopefully it would save lives as well as tell Adam's story and his influence on the music scene. And that's really where it started. So it started back 4 years ago, and it's been a labor of love, and we have a lot of passion for this story, of course. It's been very personal for me, and Rob has been my partner and has more experience producing, so we started from there, hired Kevin as Kerslake as our director, and we've been moving forward ever since.
I felt that DJM was always doing his work for everybody and not himself, which is very similar to Robin Williams.
Yeah, well, Adam's life, as you know in the film, and as we hope folks will check it out, is his life stood for making a difference in other people's lives. And as part of the 12-step recovery program, the 12th step is being of service and spreading the message. And it's hard to express, what it's like to give as much as he did.
Right.
And at what point there's a fine line between, neglecting yourself and being of, let's say, over service to someone else. And that's a battle that I think he fought nobly. And at the end, as they say, as it's expressed in the film, when you stop taking care of yourself,
Exactly.
spiritually, you then start to fill it with other things.
Right.
And Adam did a remarkable job. Remember, for 11 years he was
Right.
sober, and we firmly believe if he wasn't in that plane crash, he'd still be here today.
Right.
Adam, we lost Adam to circumstances that unfortunately keep plaguing the industry. We've lost a lot of major talent in the music and film worlds especially. And I think that on top of putting the spotlight on his skills at a particular time where EDM's really blowing up and dance culture's going to the next level, I think there's also an opportunity to explore some of the circumstances that led to his death.
Right.
And to try to stem the tide of those losses, because all those people should still be amongst us. Adam should still be amongst us.
Right.
And that's why we locked arms on doing it.
This is especially an appropriate time. I think this is a really important message to get out. I think Kevin and I both have friends that have succumbed to this disease. I have friends that are in recovery right now, and I think that this message needs to get out there, full stop. Apart from highlighting Adam's amazing DJ talent and taste in music and all, he got taken from us way too early, right? And this is, people don't really understand the mind of an addict and the problems that addicts face, and how it can bring down the most successful people. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how intelligent you are. It's drugs are dangerous.
Right, absolutely. There's a point in the film where I wanted to question. It's a really turning point where Adam sees the Daft Punk concert, and why was that such a life-changing event for him?
For him, I think that there was a certain part of Adam, as magnanimous as he was, or he just had a larger-than-life personality. There was also something that was slightly reserved and slightly insecure about, could he let go? Could he basically show, everybody what he was in love with? And I think the Daft Punk concert for him was sort of the moment that he got struck. And all those things that happened in his life in terms of his career, like he was at the sweet spot of all of these things happening with the digital revolution and EDM blowing up and club culture blowing up. I think the Daft Punk show for him was sort of like the inner version of that, where it just seemed to just line up perfectly with, where he was with his success and his comfort level with himself, and just to be able to sort of just let go without abandon and euphoria. Everybody has those moments, hopefully, in their lives where they can just feel totally free and unencumbered, and that show was that for him.
Go ahead.
I was just going to add to that, but not only everything, I agree with everything Kevin's saying, but what some of his friends said, he also had an enormous respect for other artists, right, and their talent. So as successful as he was and as big as he was, he also was really respectful to other artists and of other people's talent. To the point of one of his friends told a story where he was doing a mix and he said, "Oh, I had this girl heard Adam doing a mix," and the girl came up to I think it was Stone Rock, that was one of his DJ compadres, and said, "Oh, I heard AM doing this mix," or maybe it was the other way around, but he would not copy this other DJ's mix, right? And I think that says a lot about a person when you don't kind of like. And he also, he admired them. He admired Daft Punk, as well as Kevin said, it was an opportunity for him to let go and kind of like, because he's getting followed by paparazzi and
to enjoy the spotlight.
To enjoy their good music,
Also, at that point in his career, he always went to shows and was backstage. He was always protected. He had flashbulbs going off in his face all the time. They were camped outside of his house, so for a certain part of him was, he was the bug under the microscope. And at this point, basically, when he was, in the massive crowd, which pretty much everybody goes to see shows under those circumstances, but for him, I think it was the first time that he was like, I'm immersed in humanity at large, and it's an awesome place, and I want to stay here.